Uncertainty to epnana, probability of real means, probability chance of science is. It us events of likelihood to understand and quantify, to and help does is. Weather predict, to, from to financial markets of analysis. To till, probability our daily life in crucial role play does is. When outcomes uncertain are, then it decisions take to for a framework provide does is. Imagine you a coin toss flip are you, two possible outcomes are heads or tails. Probability each outcome to a numerical value assigned does is, which its likelihood represent, does is. In this case each outcome of probability 1/2 is, which means is equal chance. Probability various fields in essential is, including science, engineering, and finance. Scientists it experimental outcomes to model to for use cart are, while engineers reliable systems design to for on it rely carty are. Financial analysts risks to assess to and investment decisions take to for probability of use carty are. Probability to understanding flip we uncertainty to despite, more informed decisions leak and are. It has risks to quantify to, outcomes to predict to, and possibilities from full world and navigate to and help does is. Chance of stage probability spaces. A probability space probability to study to for mathematical framework provide does is. It has three essential components are sample space, events, and probability measure. Sample space, which omega from denote carte are, any random experiment to all possible outcomes to set to represent does is. For example, when we a coin toss carte are, then sample space heads and tails is. A event sample space of subset is. It a specific outcome or outcomes to collection to represent does is. For example, coin toss 2 on heads getting of event heads is. Probability measure each event to a probability assigned does is. It a function is which certain axioms to satisfy does is ensuring that probabilities non-negative are, 1 from less or equal are, and it of whole sample space of probability 1 is. In essence, a probability space random experiments, unke possible outcomes, and yun outcomes to occur, hone of likelihood to represent 2 of a structured way provide does is. It probabilities calculate 2 and random phenomena to understand a foundation form does is. Stage on actors random variables. Random variables random experiments to outcomes to numerical representations are. It probability spaces of abstract world and numbers of familiar world to between of gap bridge cart are. For example, a coin flip experiment in we a random variable x define flip can are which heads getting on value 1 takes is, and tails getting on 0 takes is. It is outcomes of Jaga numbers 2 with work 2 of allows gives is. Random variables to 2 main types are discrete and continuous. Discrete random variables finite or countable number of values leader, like of a series of coin flips in heads of count. On the other hand, continuous random variables, a given range to within any bhi value Lee can are, like of a student of height. Random variables, probability theory in essential tools, are because it uses random phenomena to quantitatively analyze to for mathematical operations and concepts to apply to of allows der. Play to predict Karna expectation and variance. Expectation which expected value bhikdr, probability theory in a fundamental concept, is which any random variable of average value to represent does is. It any probability distribution of central tendency of measure provide does is. Mathematically, a discrete random variable of expectation calculate to for random variable to each possible value and its corresponding probability to product to sum cart r. A continuous random variable to for summation of Jaga integration of use carty r. On the other hand, variance any probability distribution to spread or dispersion to measure does is. It quantify does is of any random variable of values expected value from kitna deviate carty r. High variance indicate does is of values a wide range in spread out r, while low variance suggest does is of values expected value to around closely clustered r. Expectation and variance together in combined random variables to behavior invaluable insights provide carty r, which we predictions flip can r, and random phenomena from associated variability to understanding can r.